I'm Christy with Clients First Business Solutions, and today's topic and demonstration will be addressing tariffs and duties. We understand there can be a significant impact on your financials, and therefore we have developed what we call the Tariff Tracker, which is embedded in Acumatica, the cloud ERP. The Tariff Tracker allows you to track the effects of tariffs on your financials by automatically calculating multiple tariffs and reporting the cost to the general ledger. The Tariff Tracker package uses the United States Harmonized Tariff Schedule, or HTS for short. These codes can be found on the government website noted on this slide. In order to automatically calculate the various duties and tariffs applied to imported products, Clients First has added a country of origin and an HTS code field to the stock item master file. By utilizing the landed cost functionality within Acumatica, you will now be able to define the specific landed cost for the HTS codes, allowing the system to perform auto calculations. When performing the purchase order receipt process, you will notice the country of origin will auto-populate for that particular receipt. These fields, along with the reason code, will be used to calculate the tariffs and duties and apply them appropriately. Tariff Tracker has added two new screens, HTS codes and duty and tariff rate maintenance screens, which we will go through during the demo today. With all this said, let me introduce Tim, who is one of our expert financial consultants here at Clients First Business Solutions, and he will be performing the demonstration on how our new Tariff Tracker supports tariff transactions and properly records them in your financials.
Okay, I'm going to show you the new Tariff Tracker module and the related setups. We begin by defining our HTS codes, which are the Harmonized Tariff Schedule for the United States. The HTS codes are made up of a 10-digit identifier, which defines the type of product that is being purchased. For here, I've set up three examples from the HTS schedule: coffee, chocolate, and carbonated soft drinks, and their codes. This code can be quite complicated, so you may or may not need multiple codes, depending on what variety of items that you actually purchase. So once we have our code set up, we can now assign that to our stock items. So in this case, I've got my 50-pound bulk coffee, and I've assigned it to the related HTS code. For the sake of this example, I've done this for a few other items as well, but I won't go into all of them. So now that I've assigned my HTS code to my individual items, now I can assign my duty and tariff rates for those codes. So you'll notice I have my HTS code, which again, remember that refers to the type of item being purchased. And then I've got the individual tariffs and duties that are going to be charged on those types of items. This is an internal code that you can use. You can use either the tariff section of the law or a descriptor, just something internally for you to identify what is being charged. We also identify what country is eligible for that particular tariff or duty. And then we have a description that will be used in the landed cost. Additionally, we choose the landed cost code that we want to assign when we create the landed cost transaction. And then finally, we set the rates and the effective dates. Because tariff rates do change significantly, we do have the effective and expiration date. The tariffs that you calculate will be based on the PO receipt date, as long as they fall between your effective and your expiration date. Anything that falls outside of those dates will not be charged, or will be charged the rates that do fall within that rate. So you can maintain historical here, and it will only use the ones that are currently valid. So I've created three different PO receipts. I've added the same three items on all three, but I've received them from different countries. So I've received items from Italy, Switzerland, and Germany, which you'll remember from our duty and tariff rate maintenance are the three countries that I have set up my duties and rates for. Not every item has a duty or a tariff in all countries, so you will see that whenever we perform our landed cost. So when I go to my landed cost, I'm going to add my PO receipt. So this is standard Acumatica. We grabbed that PO receipt. This is my first one. And if I go to my landed cost, now I have a new button, Apply Duties and Tariffs. As soon as I click that, the system calculates the duty rate, the duties and tariff rates based on the HTS code of the item and the country of origin for that PO receipt. So in this case, this is my shipment from Italy. So it applied customs and duties for soft drinks and coffee, but not for the chocolate because there was no customs or duties for Italian chocolate. Now if I go here, I've already assigned my PO receipt. So I'll just do the same for the other two receipts. So there we go. So I've got my Switzerland. I've got chocolate and coffee, but not soft drinks because there was not a tariff rate. And you notice I have no tariffs for these either. I only have the ones that are applicable for the HTS code and the country. And then finally, my receipt from Germany. And I've got my calculations here as well. The exact same PO receipt received from different country calculated different tariffs and duty rates based on the country of origin. And I can move forward. I also have the ability, because sometimes if things do change before you're able to modify your rates, or if you have some rounding issues, you do have the ability to change these numbers and update them before you release the hold. But it will do the quick calculations for you and bring in the descriptions, assign it to the landed cost, and it does assign it specifically to the item on which that tariff or that duty was charged. So as soon as you release that, the inventory has been updated. Your costs are now fully loaded and include all of the tariffs and duties that you've been charged.
Tariff Tracker is very easy to implement. We estimate on the condition you have an Acumatica inventory license and you're currently using landed cost. It can take up to 2 hours to implement. If you're not currently using landed cost, implementation may take up to 4 hours, which will include training. Custom reports about your tariffs are not included, but just implementing Tariff Tracker will properly state your financials in whichever way you choose to record them. Clients First Business Solutions thanks you for your time and interest in exploring Tariff Tracker. To learn more or receive information, please call number 1-800-331-8382.